Hey guys, that car you see over there, that's a 1959 Ford. I think that's a Fairlane. Look on the back of it there. It either says Fairlane or Galaxy. I can't make it out. But I'll tell you a real quick story about that car. I'm about 2 miles from my house. My house is that direction. And there's no house across the street over here, but this car has been sitting in that one spot there since we moved here 25 years ago. I saw this car probably a couple days after we moved over here, and I was out exploring. Well, I take that back. That was probably not when. I didn't get my license till July that year, so probably it'd be a few months, probably July, a few months later. But it was in 1987, and this car has sat there in that one spot since that time, just sinking into the ground. All the windows look like they're out of it, doors hanging open, but I don't know when this thing was parked here, but it probably was a fairly nice car when it was parked. But that's how people do down here in this part of the country. If something goes wrong with a car, they'll just park it. Might be a Galaxy. That's definitely a 59 though. Yeah, I thought I'd document that. The car is pretty much abandoned, I guess. Turn around here. Nice house, isn't it? It's kind of confounds me, these people. This is a pretty nice location right here, but on down this road, I'll show you. There's another old car. Look at that. You see the back of it right there? Someone must own this property. You know, when people, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Southern culture. There's the old house I was telling you about. There's the Ford, and there's the old house. Probably wouldn't be surprised there's another one sitting around here somewhere, because that's what people do down here. People down here in the South, they get attached to their cars, even if it's just a regular old four-door junker. That's why if you drive around down here, I'm going to show you here. And let me interrupt myself and show you. Here's a house that the kind of house I'd like to have. See the shop out there in front of it? And this house looks like it's growing up abandoned. No sign on it, no nothing. It's even got a garage on the end of it. That might be the one. Somebody told me there was one over here that burned inside. That might be it. But anyway, down here in the South, people tend to hold on to their cars and trucks. And even if when they stop working, you know, like I said, even if they're just a junker, because I don't know what it is. I think the thinking is that, you know, they're always going to fix it. It was a good car, and I'm going to fix it. You know, it's not worth anything, and I don't have the money to fix it, but I'm going to fix it one day. So in the meantime, I'm just going to let it sit here in my front yard and let it grow up with weeds and become an eyesore. And there you go, right there. See? And you know, I'm going to fix it one day. I'm going to fix it one day. There's some stuff back there. That looks like a Volkswagen back there. It is a Volkswagen. Looks pretty nice, so I don't think that one's abandoned, but that's generally the thinking though down here, is people don't want to turn loose anything, you know, because I don't know, I think maybe when you're just got your lower income or something, which I have nothing against people like that at all. I'm not high income at all, but I think people, if you any kind of possession like that is like they're you know, the worst thing they could ever see. Look here you go. See there, got a minivan that's busted and it's right there in their front yard, but they're gonna fix it. They don't have the money to fix it, but we'll take a left right here and go back towards the hacienda, and I'll show you something else that's fairly interesting here. Oop. I want to shift in the wrong hand there. Highway 431. I've seen this thing so many times it lasts me a lifetime. The owner of the Green Mercury lives right around that curve there, by the way. The 78 Mercury Marquis. Excuse me. Oh, went that little. Boy, it's just a beautiful day today, guys. It's about 65 degrees out. It's going to be to a high of about 70 today. 68 or 70. Cannot believe that for early February. Last year, this time, we were just dying from the doggone cold. Take a look at these boats right here. If I can get past this pole enough. I don't know what kind of boats those are. Maybe some of you folks that knows boats would know, but it looks like they're virtually twins. And look what kind of rough shape they're in. Thought they were a heck of a nice boat when they were new. And they've sat there for, oh, I don't know, probably 15 years. Of course, they're pretty much junk now. But you know, there's another case of that. Close this road off now. Another case of that you know, they're gonna fix it. It's worth something, even though it looks like junk. It's worth something to them. And check this out. You can't hardly see it, but right over in those weeds, you see there the back of a car. They cut this stuff down enough one time to discover that that's actually like a 82 through a 84 Nissan Maxima, Datsun Maxima. Been sitting here all this time. Another collector is keeping it out there in the weather and letting it run, you know. It'd be something if that's one of those diesels. Those diesels are pretty rare. Let me get on out of the way here. Got a guy coming up here. So anyway, just thought I'd take you on that little trip there, guys. Hope you like that. Show the old car there. So I'm going to pull back into the complex here and I'm going to do a few things today, get out and do some stuff. I'm going to work on my car. I think I'm going to put some horns on it. I took the horns off that old Dodge back there, and those air horns, those don't fit on a truck. I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to put those, clean them up, put them on my Mazda. Check that out. You see that burned house? I told you about that already, I think. That house has sat there for, let's say, a year now. Almost a year. Just trashed. And the wonderful people that live in this neighborhood have to drive by and look at it every day. Well, here we are. Home again. See, I keep all my junk in the back, so nobody that lives around here has to look at that crap. You know, I can understand keeping a collection and stuff, that's one thing, but keeping junk in your yard, that is one thing I am definitely against. Nobody wants to look at that crap. Alright guys, y'all have a good one. See you around. Thanks for watching.